Brooklyn subway riders bound for Manhattan were shot on an N train at the 36th Street and 4th Avenue stop in Sunset Park. Police say the suspect, wearing a gas mask and a construction vest, tossed a smoke canister in the car before opening fire. Subway riders ran from the train in a panic. And then when that smoke cleared, we learned at least 29 people were hurt. 10 of them were shot. The other victims were either hurt in the panic to escape or they breathed in just too much smoke, Chuck.
Well, right now, that man behind the attack is still on the run. This situation is not considered terrorism at this time. The police are focusing on a van that was possibly used by the suspect, also found in Brooklyn, as you can see here live from Chopper 4. In addition, a weapon, fireworks, smoke bombs, gasoline found at the scene of the crime. As the evening rush gets underway, there are delays for most of the day. Service from Manhattan to Brooklyn was suspended on the lines impacted by the investigation. Now, we have team coverage on the search for the suspect and the wounded, but we start tonight with News 4's Miles Miller live in Sunset Park. Miles?
Chuck, as you said, this is still an active crime scene here. We're at 36th and 4th Avenue in busy Sunset Park. Still, this is a crime scene hours after this all happened this morning. Another crime scene happening right now in Gravesend, Brooklyn, as police and the Bomb Squad race to figure out if that U-Haul van there is connected to what happened here. Tonight, officials realizing the horror on the N train could have been much worse. Police sources telling News 4 the suspect's gun jammed, preventing more people from being shot. The frightening moments started just after 8 in Sunset Park.
As a Manhattan-bound N train waited to enter the 36th Street station, an individual on that train donned what appeared to be a gas mask. He then took a canister out of his bag and opened it. The train at that time began to fill with smoke. He then opened fire, striking multiple people on the subway.
Panicked passengers rushed off the train.
I was coming out the train and I saw a lot of smoke and I smelled it. It was a really strong smell.
And all hell broke loose. The police commissioner saying the suspect wore a green vest and gas mask. He escaped, but wasn't caught on surveillance cameras in the subway because they've been broken since Friday.
We say no more. No more mass shootings. No more disrupting lives. No more creating heartbreak for people.
Police recovering the gun used at the scene, as well as a bag of fireworks and smoke canisters. Sources say gasoline was poured into spray bottles. The city and federal law enforcement search for New York's most wanted man. They say a U-Haul van with Arizona plates is believed to be connected with the shooting, urging any officers that see it to approach with caution. 9 hours later, and members of the Joint Terrorism Task Force just exited this subway station, still searching for clues down on the platform level as the search for New York's most wanted man continues. In Sunset Park, Brooklyn, I'm Miles Miller, News 4 New York. Chuck?
Now to the massive citywide manhunt that's underway right now. The suspect has been hiding from police for most of the day. As you saw, a weapon, a bag of fireworks, and more smoke canisters were found at the scene here. And now investigators are focusing on that U-Haul that we mentioned a moment ago. News 4's Jonathan Dees is live with what's helping and hindering the investigators at this time. John?
Chuck, well, a big break coming as a result of that U-Haul van. We are told investigators have now identified the man who rented that U-Haul van. It is from the Philadelphia area, and that man has Pennsylvania ties. He actually has a past criminal record in Pennsylvania, in Wisconsin, and also in New York. And by using license plate reader technology and other information, they've determined that that van was driven from Pennsylvania to New York, through New Jersey to New York yesterday into today, and that investigators believe that van may have been used by the suspect, who later went onto the subway with that bag of items to carry out this attack. All this suggests if the driver and the shooter are one and the same, which is what investigators are leaning towards at this time, if they are one and the same, this is a premeditated attack, and now they want to know why. Inside that bag of goods, again, was ammunition, fireworks, a hatchet, a spray bottle of gasoline, and again, numerous fireworks. In addition, the gun recovered at the scene, and that he had fired multiple times before the gun apparently jammed. So this obviously could have been much worse if that gun did not jam and if he was able to set fire to some of the items that he had inside his bag. So again, the big break, the big information now is that police believe they've identified a man who rented the U-Haul van, a man with a past criminal record in New York, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. They are still actively searching for him, and as of now, they're looking into whether the man who rented that U-Haul van is the same man who carried out the attack based on the evidence found at the scene, and they are now continuing to approach carefully that van to search it and see what more they can find out about what's inside as they also continue to search for that lone suspect.